our society and our world be a good and happy place for all people. First things first, thank you all for coming tonight and not going on vacation and attending my Barmitzah. I seriously appreciate it. Mom, where do I even start? You drove me to school for 7 years, and I know you remind me almost every single day. I will never be allowed to forget. You pack my lunch, get the groceries, and make sure I don't lose all my stuff every day, which is basically a full-time job with overtime. You set up every name of my parsha. My special bar mitzvah portion is Pinas, and it is taken from the fourth book of the Torah, known as Numbers in English and Bamidbar in Hebrew. This portion, named for its most important character, Pinhas, contains within it 5 stories or episodes. Story number 1 is about a man named Zimri, who was a leader of the Simeon tribe, and he was caught doing immoral things with a woman from another tribe. The main reason this is important is because of the bandwagon effect. When someone does something, others might want to do it as well, or think it's okay to do such a thing. Pinhas saw Zimri's negative behavior and stopped it before it could happen again by killing Zimri. This is why God did not punish Pinhas for committing the serious sin of killing another human. Story number 2 is about the new generation of Israelites arriving in Israel. They will need to fight against the people occupying the land. Moses had to count the people in order to know how many Israelites were available to serve in the army. Interestingly, when they counted, they learned that 5 tribes grew smaller, while 7 tribes grew bigger. The larger tribes were those with the best warriors, while the smaller ones were made up of the people who were less powerful. Story number 3 shares a new rule by telling us about a man named Zephaniah, who had 5 daughters and no sons. When he died, there was no one to take over his property, so the 5 daughters, or women, asked Moses if his land could go to them. So a new rule was made. If a man dies and there are no sons to inherit his property, the daughters will take over their land and inheritance. This was very radical, as to this point in history, only men got inheritance. In story number 4, Moses is told by God to climb up Mount Abarim to see the promised lands, since none of the people who were enslaved in Egypt were allowed inside. But if Moses wasn't their leader, then who would be their new one? God told Moses to make Joshua his successor, and Joshua will lead the Israelites nation into their new homeland. The Sirah ends with a 5th and final tale. It is about the sacrifices that would be brought to the tabernacle for daily